Omar, is that you? Wow, man, I haven't seen you in months. What are you doing here?
John, hey. I know it's been a long time. I just got back from a trip, so I've been away for a while. I'm just here to relax and have a drink.
A trip? Where did you go? Somewhere warm, I hope. It's freezing outside.
Actually, I went to Japan. I spent 1 week there, mostly Tokyo, but I also took a train to Kyoto for a couple of days.
Japan? No way. I've always wanted to go there. What made you pick Japan?
I found a really good deal on a flight and I had some vacation days I needed to use. So I just booked it. Best decision I made this year.
That's awesome. So tell me everything. How was the flight? It's pretty far, right?
The flight was about 12 hours from Dubai to Tokyo. It was long, but not terrible. I watched a few movies and tried to sleep. The food on the plane was actually pretty good.
12 hours is no joke. Did you have jet lag when you arrived?
Oh yeah, big time. The first day was rough. I arrived in the evening, but my body thought it was the middle of the night. I couldn't fall asleep until maybe 3 in the morning.
I hate that feeling. You're tired, but your brain won't shut off. So where did you stay in Tokyo?
I stayed in a small hotel in Shinjuku. It's a really busy neighborhood with lots of lights, restaurants, and people everywhere. My room was tiny, like really tiny, but it was clean and the location was perfect.
I've heard hotel rooms in Tokyo are small. Was it expensive?
It was about $80 a night for Tokyo. That's actually a pretty good price, especially in Shinjuku. You can pay much more if you want a bigger room.
That's not bad at all. So what did you do on your first full day?
I just walked around. I didn't want to do too much because I was still tired. I found this beautiful park called Shinjuku Gyoen. It's very peaceful, lots of green space, quiet paths, and people just sitting and reading.
A peaceful park in the middle of one of the biggest cities in the world? That sounds nice.
It was amazing. It felt like a completely different world. You forget you're in Tokyo when you're inside that park.
So after the park, what did you do?
I went looking for lunch. And John, finding food in Tokyo is both easy and hard at the same time.
What do you mean by that?
Easy because there are restaurants everywhere. Every street, every corner has somewhere to eat. But hard because everything looks so good and I couldn't read most of the menus. A lot of the signs were only in Japanese.
So how did you order? Did you just point at things?
Exactly. A lot of pointing and smiling. Some restaurants have plastic models of the food in the window. So I would just point to the model. It worked pretty well.
That's actually really smart. What did you eat on that first day?
I had ramen, a big bowl of noodle soup with pork, egg, and green onions. Honestly, it was one of the best things I've ever tasted. The broth was so rich and flavorful.
You're making me hungry, man. I've had ramen here in the States, but I'm sure it's not the same as in Japan.
It's really not the same. The ramen in Japan is on another level. And the best part is it's cheap. A really good bowl costs maybe $8 or $9.
That's cheaper than this beer and a sandwich here. Okay, so you had ramen. What else did you try?
So many things. I had fresh sushi from a small place near the fish market. I sat at the counter and the chef made each piece right in front of me. The tuna was so fresh, it melted in my mouth.
Were you nervous about eating raw fish? Some people are afraid to try it.
A little bit at first, but the fish was so fresh, and the chef clearly knew what he was doing. After the first piece, I wasn't nervous anymore.
What else surprised you?
Okonomiyaki. It's like a savory pancake with cabbage, meat, and a special sauce. It's very filling and very delicious. They cook it on a hot plate right in front of you. Some places even let you cook it yourself.
A savory pancake? I've never heard of that. Is it sweet at all?
Not sweet at all. It's more like a mix between a pancake and an omelette. You should try it if you ever go.
I will. Did you try anything you didn't like?
I tried natto once. It's fermented soybeans, and John, I could not finish it. The smell was very strong, and the texture was sticky and slimy. I wanted to like it, but I really couldn't.
I've heard of that. Some people love it, but most foreigners hate it, so you're not alone.
That's good to know. I felt a little embarrassed leaving half of it on the plate, but the waiter just smiled and took it away.
Okay, enough about food for now. Tell me about the places you saw. You said you went to Kyoto?
Yes, I took the bullet train to Kyoto. That was an experience by itself. The train is so fast, over 300 kilometers per hour, and it's so quiet and smooth, you barely feel like you're moving.
The Shinkansen. I've seen videos of it. How long did it take to get to Kyoto?
About 2 hours and 20 minutes from Tokyo. By regular train, that trip would take more than 6 hours. The bullet train is really amazing.
What did you see in Kyoto?
Kyoto is famous for its temples and shrines. I visited the Golden Pavilion, a temple completely covered in gold leaf, sitting in the middle of a pond. It was incredible.
Gold leaf? That must be amazing to see in person.
It was. The gold reflects on the water, and the whole scene looks like something from a dream. I just stood there for maybe 15 minutes looking at it.
Was it crowded?
Very crowded. Tourists from all over the world, but somehow it still felt peaceful. Everyone was quiet, just taking pictures and enjoying the view.
What else did you do in Kyoto?
I walked through the Arashiyama bamboo forest, tall bamboo trees on both sides of a path swaying in the wind. It's very cool and a little bit mysterious, like something from a movie.
I've seen photos of that place. Were there a lot of people there too?
Yes, very crowded. It's hard to get a photo without other people in the background, but if you walk a little further away from the main path, it gets quieter.
Good tip. So what about the culture? Did you notice any big differences between Japan and home?
So many differences. The biggest one is how polite and organized everyone is. People line up for everything. They wait their turn. They don't talk on their phones on the train.
That sounds very different from here. People talk on their phones everywhere.
Another thing, people in Tokyo don't eat while walking. They stand next to the vending machine or the food stall, eat quickly, then keep walking. I saw almost no one walking and eating at the same time.
Really? I eat while walking all the time. I'm doing it right now with these peanuts.
I know. I made that mistake on my second day. I bought a small sandwich and started eating it while walking. An old woman gently touched my arm and pointed to a bench. She was so polite about it.
So she basically told you to sit down and eat?
Yes, but in the nicest way possible. I sat down, finished my sandwich, and then continued walking. After that, I paid more attention to what others were doing.
That's a good way to learn. What about transportation? Was it easy to get around?
Super easy. The subway and train system in Tokyo is incredible. It's clean, it's on time, and there are signs in English everywhere. I never felt lost.
I've heard Tokyo's subway is huge and complicated.
It is huge, but it's also very logical. Each line has a color and a letter. Each station has a number, and Google Maps tells you exactly which exit to take. It's almost impossible to get lost.
That's good to know. Did you use any other transportation?
I took a taxi once late at night when the subway had stopped. The taxi driver was very professional. The doors open automatically, which was strange at first. I stood there trying to open the door myself, and then the driver pressed a button and the door opened. I felt so silly.
Automatic doors? I've never heard of that. I would have done the same thing.
So you're telling me I'm not the only one?
Definitely not. Okay, so good food, beautiful places, easy transportation. Was there anything you didn't like?
The only thing I didn't like was how tired I was every day. I walked so much. My phone said I averaged about 25,000 steps per day. My feet hurt every night.
That's a lot of walking, but I guess that's the best way to see a city.
It is. And honestly, walking is how I noticed the small details, like how clean the streets are. There are almost no trash cans, but also almost no trash on the ground.
Wait, no trash cans? Where do people put their garbage?
They take it home with them, or they give it to a store clerk. It's part of the culture. Everyone is responsible for their own trash.
That would never work here. People would just throw things on the ground.
You're probably right. Another thing, people bow instead of shaking hands. I was never sure how deep to bow or for how long.
Did you accidentally offend anyone?
I don't think so. Most people understood I was a tourist. They were very patient with me. Some even seemed happy that I was trying to follow their customs.
That's nice. Did you learn any Japanese before you went?
A few basic phrases: arigato for thank you, sumimasen for excuse me, konnichiwa for hello. That's about it. But people appreciated even those small efforts.
A little effort goes a long way. So after 7 days, did you feel sad to leave?
I did, actually. I wasn't expecting to feel that way. On my last morning, I walked around Shinjuku one more time just to take it all in. I bought some souvenirs for my family and ate one last bowl of ramen at my favorite shop.
What souvenirs did you buy?
A small ceramic tea set for my mother, a traditional Japanese kitchen knife for my father, and for my little sister, a cute plush toy of Totoro. You know Totoro?
Yeah, my niece loves that movie. What did you buy for yourself?
A beautiful notebook with a cloth cover, very high quality paper. I haven't written in it yet. I'm waiting for the right moment.
That sounds like something you'll treasure. So, final question. Would you recommend Japan to someone who's never been?
100% yes. But I'd give some advice. First, bring comfortable walking shoes. Your feet will thank you.
Good advice. What else?
Don't try to see everything. Japan is too big for 1 week. Pick 2 or 3 cities and really explore them. Also learn a few Japanese phrases. It makes a big difference.
Anything else?
JB respectful. Follow the local customs. Stand on the correct side of the escalator. Don't talk loudly on the train. And when someone is nice to you, say thank you.
That's just good life advice in general.
You're right. So, John, have I convinced you to book a ticket?
You definitely have. I'm going to start looking at flights tonight, maybe next spring. I hear cherry blossom season is beautiful.
Yes, but It's also very crowded and expensive. If you want to avoid the crowds, go in autumn. The leaves change color and the weather is perfect.
Autumn then. I'll let you know when I book it. Maybe you can give me more tips.
I'd be happy to. I can even show you my favorite ramen shop in Shinjuku. If you can handle the spice level.
Now you're challenging me. You know I love spicy food.
Japanese spicy is different. But we can talk about that another time. Thanks for the beer, John. This was fun.
Thank you, Omar. I'm glad you had such a good trip. And I'm a little jealous, I have to admit.
Don't be jealous. Just go. You won't regret it.
I think I will. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, John.
You just heard John and Omar talk about Japan in a bar. Now let's quickly review 5 grammar structures from their conversation. These are very common in spoken English. When you talk about life experiences with no specific time, you use present perfect. Example from script. Have I convinced you to book a ticket? Have I convinced you to book a ticket? Another example. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I've always wanted to go to Japan. When you want to tell a story about what happened in the past, use past simple. Examples from script. I stayed in a small hotel. I stayed in a small hotel. I ate ramen. I ate ramen. I walked through the bamboo forest. I walked through the bamboo forest. To compare 2 things, places, food, experiences, use comparatives, bester, worse, or more expensive. Example from script. The ramen in Japan is on another level. The ramen in Japan is on another level. Clear example. Tokyo is busier than Kyoto. Tokyo is busier than Kyoto. When you want to give friendly advice without sounding like you're telling someone what to do, polite suggestions with could. Example from script. You could go in autumn to avoid the crowds. When you have already decided to do something in the future, use phrases going to. Example from script. I'm going to start looking at flights tonight. Thank you for listening to Speak Up English. And don't forget to subscribe to Speak Up English with Sarah and John for more episodes. Bye!